The Isshin-Ryu life-saving techniques. These are the self-defense techniques of Isshin-Ryu karate. This is volume 1, which will start out very basic and build up. And after this video, you'll be ready for the more advanced techniques of volume 2. Now get your notebooks out, write everything down, and follow along. Someone grabs you by the wrist. The secret here is to pull away quickly against the thumb. The weakest point of the attacker is the thumb. Come back with a hard back fist to the temple, jaw, or nose. Watch again slowly. The attacker grabs, pull quickly away, and counter to the head. It's very, very hard for someone to grab you if you pull away against the thumb. Now, the attacker grabs you with 2 hands. Using the same principle, twist away from the thumbs, follow with an elbow, and back knuckle his nose. You should be practicing at home. Follow along with the master. Even if you don't have a partner, imagine someone grabbing you so you can work the technique. Notice how he breaks the grip. He always counters. He stops the attacker from continuing his assault. Attacker grabs your wrist. Quick twist will break the grip. Come back, crush the nose. Breaking the nose will water his eyes. He'll be very uncomfortable. The fight should be over. Now, if he's very strong, use your other hand to pull away against the thumbs. Watch. Make a fist. Grab the fist, pull, elbow, back knuckle. Again, if your attacker is very strong and you need help, this is the way you break the grip. Sharp elbow, knock the wind out of the attacker, break the nose. The technique must be done with lightning speed to be effective. Speed is power. Speed is the essence of Isshin-Ryu karate training. And again, don't try these techniques unless your life is in danger. Don't misuse the knowledge that the master is showing you. Now, he grabs both hands. Again, break away at the thumb, back knuckle counter. Notice how he twists, and if the attacker still holds on, he gets pulled right in to the back knuckle strike. Move quickly. Pull, break. Follow along at home. Work it. Another double wrist attack. Pull, break. This time counter elbow to the jaw. The elbow is one of the most devastating Isshin-Ryu karate weapons. Break, smash. Notice how the master steps out in a strong stance and counters. Set strong, break out, counter elbow. Of course, in real speed, it's done in a split second. Look how he winds that elbow up. He brings it way back. Puts tremendous force behind it. Now, wrist grab from the rear. Reverse the grip. Turn it into an arm lock. Crush his knee from the back, and you're ready to counter to the head. Put your attacker in a helpless position. Turn it into an arm lock. Crush the knee. Ready to counter. You should keep playing these techniques over and over on your VCR So they become automatic. So you remember every move, every stance, every technique. Now the master crushes the attacker's thumb, brings him to the ground, and stomps with the heel, striking the heart, solar plexus, ribs. Watch. Use the attacker's grip against his self. With your palm, apply pressure to the thumb, causes tremendous pain. Attacker goes right to the ground. Look at this. He'll wish he never grabbed you. Now, turning the attacker's lapel grip into a wrist hold, break his wrist, come around with your heel and crush his elbow, breaking his arm. Take down, break the arm. It takes very few pounds of pressure to break the elbow. It'll snap like a pretzel. Again, you should be practicing along with the master. Don't just sit there. Follow the techniques. Watch again. Catch under the wrist, twist the wrist, stomp the elbow. Quickly. The attacker doesn't know what hit him. Many of the Isshin-Ryu techniques you see come directly from the Isshin-Ryu karate katas, the Okinawan forms of Isshin-Ryu. Again, quickly. Another defense against the lapel hold, double punch into the arm. Turns it into an arm lock. The attacker is helpless at this point. Open hand chop, base of the neck. Drive your knee into the nose. Let's look at that one again. As he grabs, the master punches into the elbow, into the pressure point area, turns it into a wrist lock, keeps it tucked under his arm. The attacker cannot pull away, chop the neck, knee into the temple or nose area. Excellent technique to control your attacker. That punch into the nerve near the elbow will be so painful, they'll just follow and go with you. Another lapel technique is to twist the thumb against the joint, taking him down. Watch again. Into the thumb. Very painful. Chop the nose. Stomp. Go under the thumb. Lock it in. Twist. Break the thumb. Stomp. Okay, you shoestring your opponent. Watch again. He grabs, foot sweep, strike. Catch him behind the knee. At the same time, slam into his chest, knocking him to the ground. Watch. Break into the elbow, hit the shoulder, stomp behind the knee. That hit to the shoulder, of course, would be directly under the jaw. But to avoid injuring his student, the master strikes the shoulder. So you're breaking the knee, the jaw, and the elbow, all at the same time. You hit him high and low. He doesn't know what hit him, and he's on his back. Now you break the lapel grip, follow up immediately with an uppercut to the jaw. Come down hard with the elbow, break the grip. It brings your opponent's head right into your knuckles. Watch. Simple and effective. Break his grip, break his jaw. Try that one at home in the mirror. Work it every day. It'll become a reflex move. Someone grabs, elbow, uppercut. Now you control his grabbed hand, block with your elbow 2 punches, turn it into a wrist hold behind his back. Very painful. Drive your knee into his tailbone, virtually paralyzing the attacker. Very, very effective technique. Do not use it unless your life's in danger and you must defend yourself. Not a technique to take lightly. Watch it again. Grab, block, block. Comes behind, arm lock, follows with the knee. Now double lapel hold. Break the grip. Turn the wrist around, holding it tightly with both hands, and stomp to the rib cage, breaking the ribs. Quickly, breaks, turns it into a wrist lock and takedown. Catch it slowly now. Breaks the grip of both hands, catches the top hand, wrist lock, stomp. Look at how he puts a lot of shoulder and body into the takedown. If the man is bigger than you, you're going to have to use a lot of effort. So put all your strength behind the technique. Wrist lock, stomp. Similar technique. Now come underneath, breaking the grip with both arms, chop the neck, drive your thumbs into the pressure points by the shoulders, knee the face. Break, chop, pressure points, knee the jaw. Break up, open hand, chop the neck, thumbs dig into the shoulder pressure points, drive the knee hard into the jaw. Look at it closely. Break the collarbones, chop, thumbs digging in now. Pressure points just below the trapezius muscles, and of course the knee. Throat, jaw, nose. Similar technique. Breaking the grip, chop the rib cage, knee the groin, and elbow the spine. Very powerful Isshin-Ryu karate self-defense techniques. Very good techniques. No matter what style you study, you should add them to your martial arts library. You can see nothing's wasted. No flashy or fancy moves. Just very effective, life-saving techniques, powerful techniques. Isshin-Ryu doesn't mess around. They take care of the attacker quick. Break the grip. Break the ribs, knee, groin, elbow the spine. All in one continuous flow. Now, an attack from the rear, he grabs your shoulder. This one is excellent. Blocks, locks him up, punches the ribs, foot sweeps him. Now, it's very hard for the attacker to get away. He's locked in. Now, the master takes his belt off and ties him up, holds him for the police. You see, your belt comes in very handy. Think about how it can be used. Be creative. This is one way it can be used to your advantage. Watch it again. That block becomes a tie-up technique. Did you see how that technique worked? Watch again. He grabs. Again, a tie-up technique. Locks both arms, takes him down, counters to the jaw. Twist quickly, come around. Lock his arms on your shoulder, keep your head tucked to hold him in, and counter to the jaw. Watch closely again. You could be walking down the street, waiting for a bus, whatever, the attack comes from the rear and you're ready. Quick turn, locking on the shoulder, apply pressure, pushing down on his elbows, and the counter. Now, a choke attack. The master goes into the arms, applies pressure behind the ears with the thumbs into a pressure point, takes him down. Very painful. Counters with the knee if he has to. Watch. He's pushing his thumbs just below the ears, pushing them into the neck. Pressure point is there. Very painful. Just take your thumb and push it in that area on yourself, and you'll feel it. Follow with the knee for in-close fighting. Again, pressure point under the wrist, breaks the grip, turns it into a takedown. Notice how he turns the elbow with his other hand. This will dislocate the shoulder. The thumb underneath, apply pressure into the elbow area with the thumb, 2 pressure points, turn it into a takedown and counter. Now, the good old headlock, a common attack by street fighters. The master knows how to get out of it quick. Come around, catch him under the jaw, grab his knee, foot sweep him, and counter with the open hand to the neck or nose or rib cage. Headlock. Now, get the attacker off of you, take him off balance, chop the rib cage. Another defense for the headlock is drive your foot behind his knee. No one has strong knees. Very, very powerful technique. It will immediately dislocate his knee or break his leg. Very simple to do. Follow with the punch to the ribs for good luck. Another defense against the headlock. Take the holding arm, turn it into a wrist lock behind his back. Stomp his knee to the ground, punch to the jaw. A little more quickly now. This is one person the attacker wishes he never went after with a headlock. Turn the whole technique against the attacker. Now chop from behind into the groin, grab the hair, and open hand strike the Adam's apple or rib cage. Strike the groin, pull the hair, chop. Now defense against a rear bear hug, grabbing under the arms. Did you see that? With his knuckles, he smashed the top of the hand. Behind foot sweep, elbow to the solar plexus or rib cage. Crush the top of the hand, that'll break the grip. Step around for the sweep, elbow, take down. Break, sweep, strike. Very good. Practice at home. Very painful, striking the top of the hand. When the master strikes, you can be sure he'll break your hand. Now, rear attack, rear bear hug over the arms. He breaks the bear hug by stepping back in between the attacker's leg, driving his elbow back, raising his front arm to break the grip. And he follows with a back knuckle to the nose area. Watch it slowly. The most important thing is to step back, drives your opponent off balance, follow with the elbow and the back knuckle. Drive that front arm up to break the grip. Be explosive. Works well against two attackers. Breaks the grip, blocks the punch, blocks the kick, blocks the punch again, breaks the nose. Another technique against a rear bear hug attack. He has you over the arms, step off with the open hand, chop straight back into the groin. Be explosive, stepping off, raising your other arm to break the grip. Your inside arm, chop straight back into the groin with the hand open. Again, defense against the rear bear hug. Bear hugs are very common. Attackers love to use them. Attack from behind. You must react quickly to get away. He's breaking, coming up between the arms, following with the elbow. Drive up between the arms, break the grip, elbow. Watch again. Break up. Smash. Faster. Now, he strikes the chest. The attacker foot sweeps him, takes him down, drives his toes up into his neck. Spins around, striking into the pressure points of the neck. Master counters. Let's say the attacker follows up with a foot sweep. Spin around on your back and drive your feet up. Very painful to the attacker. You must be ready for anything. Now, defense against a full Nelson, which is another common street fighting attack. Watch closely. Attack comes. Drive your elbows down, loosen the grip. Bend forward, grab the foot, pull up, stomp the groin. Drive the heel into the groin. Hit, loosen the grip. Step over, bend over hard. Grab the foot and drive down hard to the groin. The attacker won't know what hit him. He'll be on his back and out. Reach over deep. As you're reaching over, the attacker is losing his grip. It makes it easier for you to take him down. Another technique against the full Nelson, step behind. Grab your opponent's legs, take him off balance completely. Drive into the groin with the open hand shudo technique. Watch again. Get behind the attacker. Throws him completely off balance. Doesn't matter how hard he has you around the neck. You can still get behind. Now, very simple. What do you do if someone punches at you? Punches at your midsection, side block, straight punch. Counter to his solar plexus. All these techniques are taught on Isshin-Ryu Tape 1, Fundamentals, Basic Block, Punches, and Kicks. You should know the fundamentals before viewing this tape. Now, block a punch to your head. Step forward, tight fist head block, counter into the solar plexus, knocking the air out of your opponent, breaking his rib cage. Head block straight up, counter. Very powerful technique. Now, side block, this time to the outside of your opponent, countering to his exposed rib cage, driving the ribs into the lungs, which will collapse the lungs, and that should stop your attacker from attacking. Notice how the master blocks with the forearm muscle. He sidesteps the force of the attack, driving into the rib cage. The ribs are wide open, no protection. Same thing with the head block, sidestepping to the outside, head block, immediately countering to the rib cage. Very common street attack is the old punch to the face. Be ready for it. Block, counter. Never just block and look at the opponent. He's going to hit you again. Now, open hand side block. Counter with your fingertips into the solar plexus or ribs. Block with your open hand. You block with an open hand in case you want to grab the opponent's wrist and control him. The fingertips are very strong when conditioned properly. They strike in like a knife. Very devastating, especially to the soft areas like the eyes, rib cage, throat. Now going to the outside. Again, look at the exposed target. Your attacker is very vulnerable. One good shot to the ribs, he's finished. It'll take him 10 minutes just to catch his breath. Sidestep, counter. Now, sidestep with the open hand, this time utilizing it to grab the wrist, counter with a kick with the ball of the foot into the solar plexus, knocking the wind out of the attacker. You could also kick the knee, groin, and face. When you sidestep, you get out of the way of the opponent's force. So in case you miss the block, you won't get hit. You're still in a safe zone. This is a very devastating infighting technique. The back knuckle across the jaw. Slap the punch down. Come around with a hooking knuckle strike. Now, as the punch comes into the body, slap it up with the palm. Strike, break the rib cage. Again, sidestepping to the outside to avoid the force if you miss the block. Slap it up, exposes the rib cage, and a quick counter without stopping. All one motion. If you hesitate, your opponent's going to catch you with another technique. You want to be fast. Speed is power. Now, if you were standing there with your hands on your hips and the attack came in, simply twist your body. Your elbow will drive the punch away, counter with a back knuckle to the rib cage or solar plexus. Watch how simple. Twist the body, knock it away, and counter. Simple but effective. So if you're caught off guard, you can still react with quick reflexes. That back knuckle is devastating. Very powerful strike. Now blocking 2 punches with the same hand. Slap the first one down, go to a head block, grab and control your opponent, punch his ribs. Continuous. 1, 2, 3. Stepping in, countering. 1, 2, 3. Study it carefully. Practice in the mirror. Even if you don't have an opponent, work on the form of the technique. Now an outside in block. Watch. Master comes around with his left arm, knocks the punch off direction, counters to the ribs. Swing that shoulder around, counter immediately. Stepping off to the side. Notice his strong balance and good technique, good form. Now, using an open hand block to draw your opponent down on his punch. Watch. See how the momentum pulls him forward? Counter to his jaw. Come right off the block with your palm. You'll take his head right off. Drive your palm under the chin. Block, strike. All one movement. Punch comes into the body, block, strike. The block is a short circular movement across the front of your body. Look how the block momentum brings his punch down. When his punch is down, he's off balance. He cannot counter with the same hand or even the other hand. That palm strike of the hand is devastating. He'll never recover. Drive. Use all your power to counter. In a street fight, you may only have time for one counter, and if you miss, you could be in big trouble. Now, a very similar technique, same block. This time, counter to the throat. Counter with your fingertips, keeping them tense, palm up all the time. Crushing the Adam's apple. Counter. While your opponent tries to get his breathing back, you can run away to safety. Block, stepping in, fingertips driving up like a knife into the throat. Study the movement carefully. Master drives in. He steps in, blocks, shuffles, strike the throat. Shudo strike to the neck. Same block, utilizing the chop to the neck. As you can see, you can come off the open hand block with many different counter techniques, many different strikes. Block, chopping the throat, crushing the Adam's apple. It's very quick, one continuous motion. The attacker wouldn't know what hit him. It happened so fast. Now, blocking kick attacks. Pay attention now. This is very important. As the assailant kicks, the master hooks it with an open hand block, counters to the attacker's groin with a kick of his own, striking with the ball of his foot, keeping his toes curled back as taught on tape 1. Blocks, counters. When he catches the foot, the attacker is helpless. Drive up hard, right into the groin. That's why the open hand block is excellent for controlling your opponent. If he kept his fist tight, it wouldn't be the same. The attacker could set his foot down. But with the hand open, the master can grab his leg, hold it, and counter. Now you can see the difference. He blocks with a fist block, tight-fisted down block. Counters straight into the rib cage or solar plexus. It's a very hard block. Can virtually break the attacker's leg. Keeps his fist tight. He blocks down with his forearm muscle. Notice how the block travels across his body. And of course, the quick counter, as always. Same technique. The only difference is he goes to the outside. This way, the attacker exposes his kidneys and ribs. In a real fight, you just don't know which way you're going to go. Just be prepared to counter from any situation. Work all angles when training. Try to imagine your attacker coming in from 10 different sides, and you're ready for each one. He drives that punch into the ribs, puts all his body behind it. Now the master slaps the kick away. This completely drives his opponent off balance. The opponent exposes his back, and once he does that, he's finished. The master more or less just spins him around, uses the attacker's force against himself. Slap, counter. Simple slap will redirect all the power of the attacker.